So this is a lake trout. It was caught in a gill net. This is a clipped fish. So this fin, and it's always with respect to the side of the fish, this is the right-hand side of the fish, was clipped and it slightly regrew, but you can tell that it's a really distorted fin. Dissection of fish, you're going to start at the vent, which is the joint urogenital opening, reproduction and excretion. And without putting the knife straight into the body, which will just cut through all of the internal organs, just make a slit through the pelvic girdle. As far up to the throat as you can get. So we've opened up the fish, and it's useful, I think, to start at the front and work backwards. So at the very anterior part of the fish, what we see here is you've got a little red dark organ and a membrane on either side of it. That's the heart. Basically the heart is in its throat. It's right in the throat of the fish. And you've got a pericardial around the heart, pericardial membrane, sort of holding it in place and separate from everything else. If we work back, then behind it, we've got a large lobed organ, very dark, huge in a lake trout. It's always yellowish, orangish, reddish, and often has lobes, as you can see with this. It's not one, it's a lobed structure. It's the liver, largest organ in the body for mammals as well as for fish, and tucked right underneath the heart or behind the heart. And if I flip the liver up, underneath, if I can get it into the sunlight, is a sac. In this case, it's a dark bluish sac. It's often yellowish or greenish, and that fluid-filled sac is the gallbladder. Since we can see it easily here, I'm going to show it, though it's not directly in the sequence. Got a long, white, structureless organ, if you will. It's pasty looking, and it's a testis. It's the male reproductive organ. So you know you've got a gonad because there should be two of them. And it's the only paired organ in the body of a fish. So if we got two of those, and I'll look on the other side, means messing stuff around a little bit, and on the other side, I have another one, right there. Little difficult to see perhaps on the camera. In fact, behind everything in the body is this silvery organ that looks a little bit like it might be a balloon, which is exactly what it is. It's the gas bladder, or the air bladder, or the buoyancy compensator. It's what a fish uses to make itself always neutrally buoyant in the water. But fish basically are able, through the bloodstream, to pump air into the gas bladder if they're feeling a little heavy, and that makes them float a bit better. Or in this species of fish, they can burp air out of the gas bladder through the esophagus, and that will make them a little less light. And so they're always maintaining neutrality. They're not floating and they're not sinking. I'm going to puncture it, deflate it, so you can see that it really is a sac. It's a balloon. I'm going to pull that entire membrane away from the back wall of the fish. And now we really are looking at the back wall. And in the sunlight, you can see there's a sort of a dark stain along the back of the fish. What we have is a black, again, purplish black paste. And that's the kidney. It's not the kidney that we know, that's sort of a kidney bean shaped, tight structure. It's just a pasty single structure all the way along the back wall. And then what's very noticeable, and I haven't been talking about yet, is this mess. And this is something unique to the Salmonidae. Some other groups of fishes have it. They're called Pyloric Sikai, and they're part of the digestive system. They're basically involved in digestion, and they look like a bunch of little wormy things. So Pyloric Sikai should be associated with, oh, look, hey, there's the stomach. Again, if you're not certain what an organ is as you're playing with it, you say, well, where should it begin and where should it end? This is a large muscular organ. This one's pretty much empty, not quite. Goes up into the throat, and I can go all the way up there. And then as I pull it out, we see adipose tissue. This white tissue here, again, sort of amorphous in shape, looks not unlike the testis. And that's why they could be mistaken for each other. And then I'm going to keep pulling connective tissue as I pull the entire, that's now the intestine, locked into everything else with connective tissue. So stomach going into the intestine, and look, it goes all the way back towards the vent. Has come out and usually lies underneath the digestive tract, underneath the stomach. And again, it's sort of a shapeless, black, purplish looking organ. It's the spleen, and it's involved in blood processing. So we've got a much smaller lake trout here, clearly a juvenile, but just to check, open up the body cavity. Once again, we're looking down, dorsal is down that way. This is the gas bladder, or swim bladder as some people call it. And we have two little tubes, one here, one here. There's two, therefore it's the gonads. I have no idea which sex it is because it hasn't begun to form the gametes. So that's a classic immature fish. So this is an immature female. The yellowish is indicative of eggs. You can see they're granular. So milt will always look like a paste because it's microscopic, but eggs always have a granular appearance. The yellow is an absolute giveaway, and they're tiny for the season, which is August. They should be much bigger. So she's immature. She won't spawn this year.